What is up guys, Jagon Tech here. In light of the recent release of the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra, you're probably already thinking about getting an upgrade. If not, then maybe you're thinking of ways on how not to get tempted to pick one up, just like me. I mean, the new features are pretty cool, like the lower latency in the S Pen, ultra-wideband technology, and wireless Samsung DeX. Speaking of Samsung DeX, I actually did a video on that just a couple weeks ago, so I hope you guys can check it out. I'll be leaving the link right above here. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about features that can totally maximize the potential of your phone. Some of you may already know about these, but if not, you're in for a treat. There's a lot to cover here, so bear with me, and let's get on with it. Alright, starting with something very basic. You know how in Telegram you can change the conversation background to literally anything that you want? Well, you can do that too in the stock Messages app of your phone. Just open up the Messages app, pick any conversation, tap the three-dot menu on the top right, go to Customize Wallpaper, and there you can see an array of different colors you can choose from. Unfortunately, these are the only color choices. I think it would have been better if they put like a color wheel or something, or maybe even darker colors. The good thing is, you have the option to choose a photo as your background, so just click the photo icon on the menu, and you are given the freedom to choose any photo that you want for your background. Since I used a photo with a darker color, I can set the text contrast to white to make the text pop out a little bit more. And there we have it. Next is how to be in control of your phone's auto rotation without having to turn it on and off every single time. I'm sure most of us find it quite annoying that we always have to swipe down for the quick panel just to turn on auto rotation. Well, if some of you haven't noticed yet, if you keep your phone locked in portrait mode, there's actually a really small icon that usually appears on the lower corners of your phone depending on which way you tilt it. And tapping on this icon will enable your phone to rotate the screen and keep it locked to that orientation. So this comes very handy if you're breezing through your phone and you suddenly need to use it in landscape mode. Just tilt it any way you want and you can easily rotate the screen without having to reach for the quick panel. Definitely very useful for people who have pretty small hands like me and use big phones like this. Now this is where things get really interesting. Good Lock. This is nothing new to longtime Samsung users, but for those who don't know what this is, Good Lock is an app that was created by Samsung themselves that can fully customize or enhance your user experience. If you don't have this in your phone yet, then you can always download it through the Galaxy Store. However, Good Lock is currently unavailable in some regions, so some of you might not be able to download it directly. So I'll be leaving a video link down in the description for you guys to see how you can get Good Lock for your phone. Inside Good Lock, there are several apps that cater to different areas of your phone, from the lock screen, notifications, recent apps menu, all the way to sound management. Now let's start with Task Changer. This app allows you to fully change the appearance and animation of your recent apps menu. You know how we have this very plain and basic multitasking panel? Well, we can spice that up a little bit by choosing from all these different kinds of layouts. First, open it up in Good Lock, switch Task Changer on, and as you can see, it automatically changes the appearance of my recent apps menu. By tapping on Layout Type, you are shown a list of different kinds of layouts that they have, and switching to it is very easy. Just tap on what you like and that's good to go. No need for any restarts or reboots. What's cool about this is each and every layout has different settings that you can mess with. I can turn off background blur and I can turn on mini mode, which is a very friendly setting for one-handed usage. So if you're bored with the current stock multitasking panel, go ahead and download Good Lock and install Task Changer. Speaking of appearance, this brings us to LockStar, which is an app where you can totally rearrange all the elements of your lock screen. So again, open it up on Good Lock, turn LockStar on, and at the bottom you have the option to edit your lock screen or edit lock screen timeout. You're going to want to tap on Edit Lock Screen, and from there you can immediately change the position of the current elements that you have set, like the time and notifications. You can bring down your notifications section all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top. LockStar also comes with built-in wallpapers with different kinds of designs, from solid colors, gradients, bubbles, landscapes, textures, but of course you can always choose your own photo from your gallery. Next, go to Clock, and there you can choose what kind of clock face that you want to appear on your lock screen. You can choose from digital, analog, and just very playful designs to give more character to your lock screen. I mean, you got a bike, the actual time spelled out in words, and something very retro or similar to what you can see on, say, video games. Okay, I'm still trying to work on my segues. Let's go to the next one. Theme Park. And as you may have guessed it, yes, this is where you create your own theme using any photo or your current wallpaper. To get started, just tap on Design New Theme and choose between your current wallpaper or try it with a new photo. For now, I'll be going with my current wallpaper, so I'll tap that, and in just a split second, it already created its own theme. So what this does is it takes out all of the common colors found in your photo, and it will just spread it out through the entire interface. Below you can see a color palette that you can choose from, which will reflect as the dominant color of your theme. However, if you want to incorporate more colors, tap on Style, and you will see a wider array that can transform your interface drastically. After making the changes, you can take a final preview of your theme. Tap the 3-dot menu at the top if you want to see what it would look like in dark mode, but if not, go ahead and tap the download icon. Name your theme after whatever you want. In my case, I'll name mine blue for obvious reasons. And after it's done installing, go ahead and choose it from your saved themes and tap apply. Now you have transformed your phone into something more personalized. Everything from the message bubbles, quick panel, all the way to the gallery now matches your wallpaper. Mine may not look as good though, because it's really hard to do this in front of a camera, so I just basically went with any color combination. But this is definitely something worth trying out. If having a theme is really not your thing, then you can always change the color of one part of your phone, which I know everybody uses every day. The quick panel. So go and head on to Good Lock, open up QuickStar, turn it on, and just below that you can see different color combinations ready for the quick panel. If you see something that you like, tap on it, and you can already use it from there. I made some of these prior to shooting the video just to show you guys some samples like this holiday themed quick panel that you can copy, because you actually have the option to create your own. For that, just tap the plus sign, and if you want to choose a dominant color, you may do so, and after that, just tap done. And you can now fully customize every element in your quick panel. Tapping on color will make you change the settings that are switched on in the quick panel. So I'm going to go choose green for that. For the settings that are turned off, I'm going to go for red. For the font color, I'm just going to go for black. And for the background color, which basically makes up most of the quick panel, I'll go for blue. After you choose your colors, you can swipe down if you want to fix the blur amount or even turn off blur effect, but if everything is okay, go and tap apply. And now you have a whole new quick panel. Again, mine looks so ridiculous with all these punchy colors, probably hurting your eyes right now, so go ahead and make your own. It doesn't have to be all flashy or anything, you can always go for subtle changes like these, or if you want to stand out a little bit more, then feel free to do so. Another thing you can do on QuickStar is customize your status bar by simply going to visibility of indicator icons. And here you can find switches to different icons that will usually appear on your status bar. As you can see, if I toggle one of them, the icon on the status bar will disappear, like the Wi-Fi, battery icon, and Bluetooth icon for example. Also, if you go to clock position, you can choose whether you want the time to be displayed on the left side, right side, or just plain hidden. If you can customize the top, well, you can always customize the bottom with NavStar. You see what I mean with these segues? Work in progress. NavStar enables you to fully change the look of your navigation bar. So go ahead and turn on NavStar. Below that, you can see a list of different glyphs. Right now I have a dog in a bed, him lying down, and a glyph of a dog's paw. Pretty cute, right? Other than that, you have so many to choose from, like food, shapes, different animals, and many more. But then again, you can always choose to create one by tapping New Configuration. First, choose what color you want your bar to be. Next, tap Button Layout. Choose if you want your buttons to be either on the right side or on the left side. But if you want more, just tap Add Button. And here you can see different types of commands that you can do with each button. You can control your music, take a screenshot, open the camera, or go straight to your internet browser. For now, I will choose the screenshot and the notification panel. After that, I'll tap on Icons, and here you can set the transparency or choose what glyph you want for your buttons below. Once you're done, tap Save and swipe all the way to the bottom of the list. Choose the last one, and now you have your customized navigation bar. With my chosen settings, I can now take a screenshot easily, summon the notification panel with just a tap, and the 3 main controls are now near my thumb, so it's pretty neat. The next set of features are going to be pretty tough to explain, so feel free to pause at any time if you need to catch up. Alright, take a look at this. You know how the folders in my phone take over like 2/3 of the screen, and it's actually pretty hard for me to reach some apps or even get out of the folder itself when using one hand. This is where HomeUp takes over. In here you can fix your folder sizes and many more. Go ahead and turn it on, tap on Folder, toggle Pop-up Folder on, and go to the tab itself to customize the color of your folder. After that, head on out to your app screen, and now you have a much smaller folder size that comes in different colors. Mine only displays 9 apps at once, but you can always change this inside the folder tab in HomeUp. Next, go to Home Screen, and here you can change the grid layout of your home screen and your app screen. But we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to show you guys Loop Pages. So you know how we can only swipe back and forth inside our app screen? Well, with Loop Pages turned on, you can now swipe endlessly without having any restriction on either side. Going back to what I said earlier, you can adjust the grid of both your home screen and your app screen in here. Actually, you can already do this in the stock settings of your phone. But in HomeUp, you're able to stretch your grid to a 7x7 layout. and as you can see, I can now place almost all my apps in just one page. If you want to blow it up a little bit, you can go for a 4x4 layout or a 5x5 layout. The last thing you can do with HomeUp is remove the app labels. As you can see, all of the names and titles are now removed and give out this very minimalistic and clean feel to your phone. But I still prefer to have the names on the apps. So let's head on over to MultiStar. From the name itself, it means many. So once you open it on Good Lock, you can already see a bunch of settings that all have to do with multitasking. Starting off with quick launch of a multi-window. Once turned on, you'll have two options here, open split screen view and open pop-up view. Oh, and this will only work if you're using the navigation buttons and not the full screen gestures. So what you're going to do is tap and hold the recents button, find any app that is capable of doing split screen, and it would automatically display two apps at once. There are many ways you can activate split screen view, but I believe this is the easiest and quickest way to activate it, and to get out of split screen, just swipe down on the center line. The same goes for a pop-up view. Hold down the recents button and this will show your current app in a small window. Kind of a more friendly version of split screen since you can now move the window around and still use the phone in the background. You can also resize the window to however you want, which makes it a very useful feature for true multitasking. Next, you have the option to turn on multi-window support for all apps, but you will have to restart the phone to do so. Next is multi-window zoom, which controls the amount of content shown in a small window. So I'll be using Twitter again to show you an example. If turned on, this will allow your app to showcase more of its content, compared to having it turned off where you will see much lesser amount of content. As you can see, letters on the right are smaller, while the letters on the left are somewhat bigger. To be honest, it's not really that big of a difference, so I most probably will not use this setting at all. Moving on, we have pop-up view action. This makes activating the pop-up view a lot easier. By turning this on, you can set the size of the blue squares on the upper corners using this slider. These blue squares are the regions where you can swipe diagonally to manually minimize the app that you are in. And it still does all the same things that I showed you guys earlier. The next is Notistar, which is pretty simple and doesn't really need too much explanation. As you go into Notistar, you can see an actual preview of it being your notifications drawer. Just tap the three-dot icon at the top, toggle activate Notistar, and before heading out, you might want to set whatever app's notifications you want to be displayed. You can also categorize your notifications by tapping on using filter list. You're going to want to keep use in lock screen turned on, and you can also choose how long you want to store your notifications in here. Lastly, again, you can change the color of the arrow that will be shown in your lock screen. I'll go for red this time, turn transparency all the way down, and tap on save. Go ahead and turn the screen off, and once you go back to your lock screen, just simply swipe up on the arrow and it will show you all of your notifications hidden in this drawer, with some controls at the bottom with the option to clear all. So that's nice. And that's pretty much it. Okay, we're almost done, but you really wouldn't want to miss the next one because it's probably the coolest one of all. If you noticed earlier, I was having such a hard time reaching the quick panel using only one hand, because I do have small hands, and I'm sure some of you struggle too because of Samsung's massive screens. Well, with the One Hand Operation Plus, you can access almost everything in your phone with just a swipe of your finger. In Good Lock, go and tap on the family category below. Go to One Hand Operation Plus and turn it on. The first thing you will notice are these blue bars on the sides. These handles represent the regions where you can swipe on to activate different commands on your phone. Above these sliders, you can now customize all of the actions for each handle. So let's start with the left handle. As you can see, there's straight right, diagonal up, and diagonal down. Let's say I want to design diagonal down to something else. I have all these commands and actions that can help me navigate through the phone better, so I'll go and pick screenshot. After that, I can now take a screenshot by swiping down diagonally. If you guys like that mini control center I showed, just go ahead and pick Quick Tools at the very bottom, and now you have your whole quick panel settings in just one area of the screen. Oh, and another thing about Quick Tools is that you can customize both the arrangement and the content of the panel itself. You can remove as many controls as you want and add a different one later on. Just tap add and you get this entire list of controls that you can choose from. I use my mobile data a lot, so I'll choose that. Now I can turn on my mobile data on and off without having to reach for it at the top of my phone. Going back, if you tap on advanced settings, you're gonna see this section called animation. Turn it on and tap on the word itself. Animation is basically for you to know which way you are swiping if ever you're trying to use the side handles. It also comes with different designs if you want to make it more noticeable. But for me, I just turned this off since the arrows are just kinda distracting. One thing I believe you should keep on is quick action. This activates the sensitivity of your swipe because it doesn't wait for you to lift your finger off the screen. See, it's just instant. But if it's turned off, it will not be as fast because this is where it waits for you to lift your finger off the screen. Lastly, you can change the handle color as well to leave an indicator of where exactly you can swipe to activate your actions. Finally, the last feature on the list, Sound Assistant. At the top, you have scenarios. As you can see, there's home, work, and sleep. Now with each category, you can adjust the volume of your phone during a certain time of the day or certain days of the week. You also have certain actions at the bottom if you want to toggle those. Going back, go and turn on Volume Panel Theme. This will immediately change the appearance of your volume controls. You can choose from either Zero or Classic. Classic is the traditional Samsung volume HUD. But if you choose Zero, the volume HUD is now placed at the sides, just like what you see in iOS nowadays. What makes this better is that you have control over the ringtone, media, and system sounds. You can also tap and hold it to drag the HUD literally anywhere you want from top to bottom. Also, you can move the HUD to the other side of the screen if that's what you're comfortable with. And just like the others, you can change the colors of the volume panel with these options right here. So as you can see, I now have this light blue volume panel. Next, you can change the step volume using this slider down here. This slider allows you to change the amount of volume being added if you use your volume rockers. So, maxing out at 10 gives you a big jumps of volume, while setting it at number 1 gives you very unnoticeable jumps when using your volume rockers. Below that, you have multi-sound. This setting allows you to choose an app that can play its sounds while another app is running in the background. An example of this is playing music on Spotify while watching your stories on Instagram. Lastly, you have sound quality and effects. This is basically your equalizer. This is where you can adjust your low, mid, and high tones if you're the type of person who likes their audio to sound a specific way. And that's it for Sound Assistant. Good customization for your HUD with much easier access to your volume controls. And that pretty much wraps up today's video. So I really hope I was able to help you guys out with exploring more about your Galaxy phones. There's actually a lot more where that came from, but I didn't want to turn this into a movie. So let me know if you guys want to know more about your phone's features. Also, leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I want to thank you guys for watching and thank you for reaching this far. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.